and you would still do it again. That's what you said, right? And you don't regret going on stage, but you regret how it made your boyfriend feel. I'm gonna ask this question and I want you to answer as liberally as you can. Would you say that you respected him as your boyfriend? Sorry, girl. Can we get her a tissue, please? Sorry.
The conversation that I have for you guys here today is absolutely insane. I watched it and I simply couldn't believe the amount of gaslight, the things that I was hearing. But hear me out. It is so important to have conversations like this because what I think that it does is that it begins to peel back the sociopathic onion of why modern women today seem to never seek accountability for their actions, but it begins to deep dive in the culture or the society that we live in that allows them to be able to do that. Now, what is it that I'm talking about? The lovely young lady who went to the Omah concert with her boyfriend recently sat down for an interview after she twerked for that musician, to the chagrin of not only her boyfriend, but the thousands in that auditorium, but the millions across the world that watched the video after it going viral. We're gonna see so many moving of the goalposts. We're gonna see the interviewer facilitating this echo chamber of being liberated. We're gonna see all of that and much more. Stay through the entirety of this video because there's so many damn lessons to be learned. If you want to get up on stage and dance like an adult exotic video vixen, then do not expect to be treated with children gloves or baby gloves after that. Consequence-free behavior is the mantra of the woke. Modern men today are letting you know that we're sick and we're tired of it. Stop trying to remove accountability. Stop trying to remove the goalpost. Address your actions and do better. So we're going to start the conversation off as the young woman confirms that she was in a well-defined relationship, but she also lets us know something interesting as to why that they were there that night.
Was this a date night? Was this planned? Was this who bought the tickets? Why were you guys there together? Can you kind of talk us through what happened, the journey of that?
So I'm a huge Omah fan. I've been a fan since he even started like music. So I really, really like his music. So I've always wanted to go to his concert. I was going to see him, I think this was last year, but he cancelled that show. So I was like, oh, I've got to go to the next show, like 100%. So when he said that he was coming to London, I just bought the tickets. And I thought I'd bring my boyfriend because he was going through a hard time himself. So I thought this might like get his mind off it. So I just thought, yeah, I'll just go with him. Favourite artist, favourite person, so I just thought, yeah.
Did you think I might get called on stage? Did that run through your mind?
I've always wanted to go on stage with Omah. Like, I don't think there's any other artist that I'd even go on stage like with. So me and him, we've had this conversation like days before the concert. If I was to get called on stage, like, would you be fine with that? And he said, yeah, that's fine.
I couldn't believe this the first time that I heard this. So your boyfriend was going through a hard time. Hey, babe, let's go to a concert. And you add emotional insult to injury by seductively dancing up on stage, embarrassing him. That is the pure definition of nasty work. But also notice that the girlfriend had a conversation with the boyfriend about going up on stage, which the lesson there is for young men. Set your boundaries and keep to them. Tell me, what relationship has ever gotten stronger by allowing a woman to get up on stage to be the entertainment piece for a musical artist? But notice the response from the interviewer. Oh, I guess if he allowed it, then it's okay, right?
He's been okay with it, yeah.
Oh, really?
Ah, okay. Well,
Okay.
that kind of changes the narrative.
Does
so
it?
we've seen from the videos that have surfaced
No, it
online that
doesn't.
you were very excited to go on stage. And now that you've revealed to us that he was okay with it, you going on stage, was it something that you just told him or did you guys discuss it prior?
We discussed it prior, obviously, but he didn't know that I'd get picked to go on stage. So when Omah pointed at me, obviously in the video you can see like I was really, really excited, which I was. And he was encouraging me to go. Like he even said, yeah, like go. That's why I went in the first place.
Notice the attempts of the interviewer to try to deflect accountability. So because you discussed it previously, then, oh, that's a new piece to the story that we didn't know. Therefore, taking accountability off of her. If the boyfriend has a picture in his mind of what is going to happen off of that stage, do you think that he would agree to it?
There is a point in the video where it looks as though he's holding on to you and saying, well, obviously we don't know what he was saying, but it does look like he was a bit reluctant to let you go on stage. Is that fair for us to say?
Not really, just because he was holding me the entire show.
Okay.
So that's why it looked like he didn't want me to go, but he was fine with it. And there was a point where I was like stood next to him and everyone thought like I moved away from him, but I was stood there because I was waiting for the security to get me out of the crowd.
Okay. Okay. So when you got up onto the stage, what was going through your mind from the minute that he pointed to you getting onto the stage? What was going through your mind?
I was like, you picked me? Like, I was so happy, honestly. Like, I wasn't thinking of anything negative, anything bad, or I'd go up there and do something that would obviously, you know, but I was really, really happy. Like, I was just so excited. I was like, I'm on stage with MLA. Like, this is what I wanted. So yeah. Yeah, I was happy.
We could all see that you were very excited. I mean, if it was me and Usher, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'd be in the same position as you.
You guys are beginning to see the bullshit. Pay very close attention to the interviewer because these two women are the exact same woman. When she said that Usher comment, I know you guys can't see it, but her sexually liberated tattoo began to glow. Echo chambers unite. All right, let's keep going.
So when you got on stage and, you know, you were dancing with Omah and obviously when you went behind the screen and everything, did you at any point think, oh, my man's in the audience actually? Maybe let me relax a little bit.
Did you think that at all?
To you?
Did it occur?
If I'm being honest, no.
Oh.
Okay.
I knew he was in the crowd, obviously. Like, I know he's there. But before we got up the stairs, obviously he asked me what my name was and I just did my little like dance. I obviously thought that was it. So I didn't think of it as much.
Look at the understanding.
In the crowd or anything.
Okay.
Pay attention to that.
When you went to the top of the stairs and the screen came down, what was going through your mind at that point?
From what I remember, like I said prior, I was just really happy and excited. And he's done something similar at his previous show.
Watch.
Well, obviously that was with a professional dancer. Okay. So I wouldn't expect him to do that with a fan. But obviously when those curtains like dropped, I just thought to myself, I was like, oh, is this like the same performance that he did at his last show? So yeah, I just kind of knew I just had to dance.
So essentially, she was questioning whether or not it was the same type of performance that she's seen previously, but she knew that when the curtain went down, she had only one job, while also admitting that she completely forgot about her boyfriend. The context of the question should be represented on how completely inappropriate that it was, and pay attention to this later, because the interviewer here is very understanding, but her tone changes when they focus on the boyfriend later. But let's continue to watch how she feigns accountability for her actions.
Mentioned that you've seen previous concerts from Omah and this is something that he has done before. So at that point, did you feel any pressure to overperform, to show them that you're that girl, you know?
I kind of did.
What was the pressure?
There was a lot of people, a lot of cameras, and I knew if I walk off the stage, people would tell me, oh, you ruined the show, you did this, you did that. So I just thought, okay.
So you care about ruining the show, but you don't care about the relationship with your boyfriend. Got it.
I'm here now.
I'm here now, just dance. Like,
I'm here now.
From one person to another.
I might as well just dance and just freak it as best as what I can. I'm here now. Let me put on a show.
You did your thing, yeah?
Look at
that being said,
you did your thing, girlfriend.
After you guys danced, there is a rumor going around, I'm not sure if you've heard that, when the screen came down, you and Omah did share a kiss.
We did not kiss.
In this section, she essentially just confirms that there was no kiss. So I'd make a retraction on my previous video that I thought that they actually did by as close as where they were and where their heads were moving. What's so crazy about this is that if we didn't have the video of watching her actions, you would think, if you've never seen the video, at this point in the video, you'd think to yourself, why was this guy even tripping to begin with? They would begin to paint him as the monster. Oh, she was pressured. Oh, she just didn't know what she was doing. She just thought it was going to be different than his last performances. Oh, they talked previously about the situation, so it should be okay. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit in this conversation because I want you to hear this specific section. The interviewer still acting surprised at the boyfriend's action after the blatant disrespect. This modern women not holding other modern women accountable is a mind virus, and this proves it.
So I want to go back to a previous question that we spoke about. You said that you going on stage, he was totally okay with it. You've already had that conversation, so you were confident to go on stage.
Yeah.
And when you've come off stage, he's visibly upset. So do you think that he was influenced by the audience and their reaction?
100%.
Okay.
Because he was recording himself, and then in the video there was girls around us and they were just looking at him and recording him, and obviously that's going to make him feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But before that he was recording, so
I'm going to ask this question and I want you to answer as liberally as you can. Would you say that you respected him as your boyfriend? And the reason why I'm going to ask, I'm asking this question is because there's.
No. Don't you follow up with another question after that. You let her sit there and answer that question. You make it awkward. Don't you try to soften the blow by moving the goalpost of your question. Hold on, let me go back a quick second. Hold on.
that's going to make him feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But before that he was recording, so.
I'm going to ask this question and I want you to answer as liberally as you can. Would you say that you respected him as your boyfriend?
Ma'am, the answer to that question is unequivocally no. Also, did you guys pick up on that the interviewer asked her a question as to say, well, the boyfriend wasn't mad, but the boyfriend was only mad after he realized that he was being recorded. And what I think that is shock. He was obviously visibly upset when he was looking at you on stage dancing, but I think he just didn't know how to react. So he went back in the boyfriend mode, but the gravity of the situation had not hit him until later. If you do something wrong, and let's say that it's in private, well, you should still be held accountable for your wrongdoing. But if you do something wrong and it's in public, then that exponentially exacerbates the problem. Because as a man, if we hold you to a high standard, but you demonstrate low standard, then that's embarrassing for us. And we don't want to be embarrassed. But let's listen to the interviewer, allow her to not answer this question.
And the reason why I'm asking this question is because there's been a lot of conversation about if that's your boyfriend, for you to go on stage, and this is something that I myself have thought, if for you to go on stage while your boyfriend's there, that's not something that a lot of people would see as respectful. Talk us through that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do, and I did respect him a lot, but I know the way I danced on stage might have looked like I don't respect him at all.
Okay.
But I have a lot of respect for him, but I do
Not
understand why people would think what I did was disrespectful.
Did you speak about it as a couple after?
Yeah.
What was that conversation like?
I don't want to speak about that.
Notice that nothing has happened is her fault. Oh, it's the fault of the people in the audience. Oh, it's Omah. I wasn't sure what he was going to be doing. But nothing is placed on her. It's not that the boyfriend found it disrespectful. It's that the audience found it disrespectful. By moving the goalpost to the audience, she doesn't answer the question. Now, the interviewer here asked her regarding the response from herself and her friends and her family after the video went viral, and her response is enlightening.
There's only so much someone can take, and for you to like see yourself all over social media in a negative way, it did affect my mental health, because everyone had like lots of opinions and stuff, but I had my friends and family around, so they were like really supportive.
How did they react to this situation?
With my friends, because I called them straight away. I even called them like when it happened, and they did say, oh, maybe like you shouldn't have danced the way you did. And I understood, because at the time I did feel very bad for him. But then after it got out of hand, we just said like it's not that serious. Like I shouldn't be getting this amount of hate. And with my family, they're very supportive. I actually thought they'd be like angry at me, or they'd like, but they were like, it's just a dance. Like, you're young, enjoy yourself, so yeah.
The family being okay that it was just a dance is wild to me. She's African. Her family is more than likely traditional. So either the family is lying to her, either she's lying about the family's response, or there's no father present.
So there have been a few rumors going around, one of many, that this was a staged thing. I don't know how it could be staged, but there have been allegations that it's staged. Can you talk us through that, shed light?
I get why people would say that, because I know for a fact some people, if you went on stage, you probably wouldn't know like what to do or how to dance. So I get why people would say that, but no, it wasn't staged.
So you're just a natural bad bee dancer.
Like, if I need to go with the flow, I'll go with the flow.
Yeah,
like,
period.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so
The lack of accountability is insane here, but again, it is supported by the modern woman echo chamber, egging her bad behavior on. But in this portion of the video, they begin to bring up the boyfriend's actions after the situation, most notably the call with Cashapp, which turned into that 20v1 video. I actually have a reaction to that video on my channel as well. But watch very carefully, not even the behavior from the girlfriend, but then also from the interviewer, how when she sets up these questions, they're so different than the way that she sets up the questions towards the young woman, and how they're set up in a way to paint the man as the monster.
And obviously when you responded and said you needed compensation, he was like, the audacity, how dare you, sort of thing, and proceeded to, well, from what we know, proceeded to reach out to your boyfriend. Can you talk us through that, the timeline of how that went?
After he...
The context there is Cashapp originally reached out to her. She didn't want to get up on the Cashapp stream and talk about the situation unless she was paid for it, unless she was compensated. But the boyfriend got up on there later, so she's going to talk through that.
He replied with compensation, question mark. He actually rang me. So he video called me twice, but I was with my boyfriend at the time, and he told me to not answer the phone, so.
Wait a minute.
Look at,
so you was with your boyfriend,
look at,
and he told you not to answer Cashapp's call.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. He just said, oh, like, I should focus on my mental health and, like, delete everything, like, delete all my DMs and stuff.
And can you clarify what day this happened on?
I think it was, like, 3 days after the concert.
So, like a Wednesday?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. So, your boyfriend said to you, don't answer the call, focus on your mental health. So, how did we go from focusing on your mental health to him now being on Cashapp's live stream show?
I don't even know.
Okay. What was the status of your relationship at this point?
Wait a minute. That's the first time that she scrunched up her face the entire interview. It's also the first time that we've seen the modern woman finger come out a wagon. And now the girlfriend is feigning understanding why Cashapp reached out to the boyfriend. Let me fill you in. You made your boyfriend look like a fool in front of the world. They will throw a stone, or more accurately, Halley's Comet, from a glass house and then feign accountability into extinction. Let's watch.
You were still together?
Yeah.
When he told you not to answer Cashapp's call?
Yeah.
Okay. So from the time he told you not to answer the call, and then him going onto Cashapp's stream, how long was that? Was it a day or two? Sorry?
A couple hours.
Okay. How did we get there? Can you elaborate? What happened?
I don't even know what happened. Like, all I know was he told me to not go on it and I should focus on my mental health. The next day, well, it was already the next day because it was like maybe like 2 a.m. We were still speaking, and then all of a sudden he's on Cashapp's live stream. I was like...
When you say, because I just need to make sure that we are clear.
Yeah. Okay.
You are saying we're still speaking. That means a lot of things. Were you still boyfriend and girlfriend?
We never broke up. We never like...
Oh.
We never actually broke up.
Even now?
I don't want to answer that part.
Now, I gotta admit, the boyfriend in the timeline of events, if true, is petty. But the gravity of the situation, what she did to him versus what he did to her, going up on his live stream after he told you not to answer the call, right, there's a big difference. But that difference is not shown in the mannerisms of the interviewer. Not even close. She's understanding of all the excuses from the girlfriend, but the boyfriend does something and it's, oh, the man, really? He did what? The subtle poison just being injected to people who watch stuff like this without really thoroughly understanding or peeling back the onion to understand what's really happening here in this dynamic, okay?
How does that make you feel, especially because he told you not to go on?
I'm actually happy for him.
Okay.
Like, I'm happy for him because I know this is something he's not always wanted, but it's something that I know he could do because he's got like, he can do it, like I know what he can do. But the way he's gone about it was unnecessary because whether you like go on the live stream or not, I wouldn't have had an issue with it anyway. So he didn't have to go about it in that way because you just like kind of betraying the people that you still claim that you love. So
do you think that
the
he had people
gaslight
in his ear telling him what to do?
100%.
Yeah?
100%.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm going to go back to a question that I said
This is
before. In
insane.
terms of him going on Cashapp's live stream, despite him telling you not to go on, do you feel like it was like a lick back type situation?
Look at
Yeah, part of me does, but that's just scary because I've been speaking to him before and I was with him. So not once did I ever feel like he was gonna do that. Like I said, he could have told me and I still wouldn't like, you know, find an issue with it.
Is this a forgivable offence for you?
No.
No. Fair enough. Do you regret not going on Cashapp's live stream?
I don't regret it because
you would have looked like a fool.
at the end of the day, it just shows me what he's capable of.
Here we go.
Who? Cashapp?
No, the boyfriend.
Him.
Your
Yeah.
question mark.
Yeah.
The interview was so biased, it's absolutely hilarious. To try to paint this guy to look like the bad guy for his one infraction at the end, and to have the young woman, see, this is what happens when these girls get in these echo chambers. You did something wrong in a relationship, this is how they talk about you. They remove accountability for the hellacious acts that the boyfriend interpreted as wrongdoing, and they focus on the minor infraction that the boyfriend does and label that an unforgivable offense. At first, I thought that the young woman was just a sociopath for continuing to say things like her twerking was like no big deal. But the truth is actually way more sinister because what we're watching with these two women interact, you're watching the poison, you're watching the mind virus, you're watching the echo chamber, you're watching the gaslight. And it is so infuriating as masculine men who try to stick to a degree of logic, and you have these women just completely remove logic out the situation and allow their biases to make future-based decisions.
I don't think he was even thinking about me because if you was, you would have told me before because I'm not going to say no, like don't go on.
To be honest, guys, there's absolutely no value to continue on going on this portion of their video because literally they start talking about and complaining about the boyfriend's actions for the next 15 minutes. By the way, link's going to be in the description if you want to watch the totality of this interview without my comments, but I also wanted to fast forward to the end of the video when she starts to talk about the emotional toll of the video going viral.
And you would still do it again. That's what you said, right? And you don't regret going on stage, but you regret how it made your boyfriend feel. So if that's the case, what led you to make an apology video? Did you feel pressured by the social media, what people were saying, the fact that people were getting onto you? Is that what made you want to apologize?
The reason why I apologized is because I did publicly humiliate him. He felt embarrassed. So that's why I wanted to make an apology publicly, but that wasn't the point of the video.
But let's talk about how you feel and how you've been disrespected. I want you to realize and understand that your feelings are very much valid in this situation and it's not just about him. How do you feel about this?
I feel very hurt. I'm angry as well because you don't do that to someone, like you don't. And I did say before, there's other ways he could have gone about it, but he's hurt me in the past. Like, he knows what I did was not on purpose. I'd never intentionally hurt him or make him feel any type of way. And that's why I'm so hurt, because of how I've made him feel. But it seems like he doesn't care about how I feel. He doesn't care what I'm doing. He doesn't care how I'm dealing with the hate. He knows the hate I'm getting. He's been seeing it, you know. And for him to even add me to his little ad video that he did is very disrespectful. Like, and I'm just hurt. I'm just really, really hurt. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I'm sorry you're going through that. I really do feel for you. I feel like, obviously, you've been mentioning that he was disrespected, and because he was disrespected publicly, it doesn't take away from the fact that you've been disrespected publicly as well, essentially. Speak to me about how you would have liked this situation to be handled differently on his part.
The thing that hurts the most is the conversations we've had in private, and then in public, he's just acting like I'm this. He hasn't even said anything, but because he hasn't said anything, it's like he's going with what everybody else is saying. It's the conversations we've had. You know, we've spoken about this, even like family members, like as well. He knows, and then for him to like just turn around and like do that, it just.
You mentioned before that you have been getting a lot of negative comments and things like that. Can you kind of elaborate on what people have been saying to you?
They've said a lot. Like, a lot has been said about me. Like, a lot of things that I've never even heard of. And I do read what people say. I know the right thing is to not read what like people have to say about you, but because I've never been in this situation, I can't help it but read. And the things that I've read, like, people can be so mean. Like, people tell me to myself. They're telling me ways I can get it quickly, like, easy and like done with. Threatening my family, threatening that if they see me, they're gonna kill me. I hope your family gets and they all die.
Wow, God forbid.
Or like someone said, oh, I hope you get raped and killed. Just stuff like that.
I want to make it abundantly clear that there is no support that I have for weirdos out in the audience saying all of these things. It's not that serious. It's not that serious, all right? She didn't hurt people, okay? This is not anything that I stand for. This is not anything that the MT Army stands for at all. No one in my community stands for this type of bullying online. That's too far, okay?
Sorry, girl. Can we get her a tissue, please? Sorry. You okay? Yeah?
Thanks, babe.
Take your time, take your
Yeah.
time. These comments that you're getting, is it from a particular demographic of people? Is it more male, more female? Thank you.
Pay attention.
It's a lot of men. A lot
But
of men, but there's also a lot of women as well.
Yeah.
Which is really shocking.
women hate whore behavior more than men do. Newsflash. Why? I think it's very biological reasons. I think that women who demonstrate themselves like that often skip the line from a sexual marketplace perspective, meaning men may find that outwardly or publicly more valuable. Therefore, the man's eyes may go towards that. Meanwhile, more modest women won't get those eyes. Therefore, they feel exceptionally slighted. But outside of all the hate comments, I think what she's receiving is clear and present feedback to the extent of her actions. And I've also said this, is that women have to begin to change the behavior of these younger women, because you have older women like this interviewer right here, which is being clearly biased in her favor for her actions. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop the video right here. Again, I'm gonna leave a link to this video down in the description box down below. If you wanna take a look at the entirety of this video, I chopped up a lot of this video, so feel free to go up there. But final thoughts. I can't remember the last time where I sniffed out as much bias or as much gaslighting within a public discussion or a conversation such as this one. You don't have an issue with dancing like that in front of anybody in a public stage like that, especially a singer. But then you have an issue with him going up on Kai's stream. The lack of accountability and the goalpost moving is incredible, to say the least. And if it wasn't for the actual video evidence, I can only imagine that this woman would recount the story as not as bad as what it actually was. And therein lies another issue as well. as you guys begin to date these women, you have to also understand the relationship to their friends. Are they in a relationship with you, and then all of her homegirls are single as hell, and anytime that there's conflict between you and her, she goes to running to her single homegirls to have a conversation regarding you guys' relationship? The women that are her friends are designed to remove accountability. And the thing is that some people say, well, why don't you guys get relationship therapy? It depends on the therapist. They're human as well. And they have their own biases, and their biases may be more women focused because it is a woman dominated field. But anyway, a lot of lessons learned in this conversation. Guys, drop your comments down in the comment box down below. Can't wait to see the comments on this, all right? Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.